seriously popular.
Welcome to The Life of You, where we tackle your dilemmas and explore the solutions to life's trickiest moments. Today, I'm joined by both Matt Willis and the incredible recovery advocate, Nav Dhesi. Nav has been sober for 13 years and is the founder of No More Pretending, a group advocating for alcohol recovery in Punjabi and migrant communities. This episode was recorded last week in London as part of the Forward Trust's Let's Talk About Addiction event and to highlight Addiction Awareness Week.
You know, I got told when I came into recovery that you can have a life beyond your wildest dreams. And I was like, I've had some pretty fucking wild dreams. And what I've got now is better than any of them.
All of your questions answered right after this.
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yeah?
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient.
Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
Wow.
What's up?
I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
We've got listener questions about addiction. And the first one, which I think is so important, if there is someone at home who is in shame or embarrassment and knows they need help but doesn't know what to do, what would your advice be for them? Now, if I start with you.
I think it's exactly how Matt said. It's about connecting with somebody else that's been through the same thing. You know, my journey started when I connected with another alcoholic, you know, and I didn't even know I had a problem. Do you know what I mean? I was like, you know, you drink, you wake up, you wet the bed. That's a normal thing to do. Do you know what I mean? I could rationalize anything, but if you think there's something there where you're drinking, speak to someone, because there's no judgment. And I think that's the biggest thing. People think they're terminally unique, that, I'm the only person going through this, but the truth is addiction's addiction. And, you know, we all kind of go through very similar things. So reach out to somebody and just talk about it. You might not be an addict, you know, and that's great. I always love talking to someone and it turns out they're just drinking a bit too much, but it can't hurt to find out. You know, just connecting with someone, because people try so hard to do it alone. And if I could do it alone, I'd never be here. Do you know what I mean? And it wouldn't be addiction. I needed outside help. I needed the help and guidance of somebody else, because they could see past the bottle. You know, everybody could just see me just, you know, drinking and drinking. But in that first meeting, they spoke about what was going on in the inside. I didn't even know what was going on in the inside. I was always too pissed to even consider it. So yeah, definitely just reach out and connect with somebody.
I think that's true, that you cannot do it alone. Like, trying to do it alone is a symptom of addiction in itself, right? Would you say that, Matt?
I'd say so, yeah. It was very addict-like to think I can do this, even though you absolutely can't. You know, I think it's, I think there's something about addiction that wants you on your own.
Yeah.
When I first started using, my addiction wanted me to be, I did it because it got me into the room, you know, it got me into the party, got me into the thing. And then at the end of my addiction, all I wanted was shame by myself, you know, and the moment we connect with another human, we can relieve some of that. And if they're sober, they probably got something to say that might help you, because you ain't got anything to say that might help you, because obviously you'd be doing it.
Yeah, my best thinking wound me up in rehab.
Absolutely. Someone once told me, never, I said, I've been thinking, and he said, oh, don't do that. He said, Matt, never go inside your own head without an adult present. Right, it's good advice.
Thinking is the worst thing.
It is the worst, yeah.
So a question about day one. So someone wants to get sober and they don't know where to start. Obviously, we start with day one, right? But I want to know your practical tips for staying sober. The thing that people always used to say to me was, just get your head on the pillow without picking up a drink. And I thought, I can do that. And then can I pick up a drink? And they were like, no, you can't do that. So how do we get our heads on the pillow without picking up a drink? So by which I mean, what are the practical things? Like, is it, for me, I had to eat all of the ice cream. What for you was the kind of practical thing?
A massive one like that, sugar. Your body just craves sugar. A lot of times when you're in early recovery, people think, oh, I need another drink. But it's like, no, you just need some sugar. So I always say, just keep like, the little sensations, just keep some sweets in your pocket. And it's just amazing. Just having a bit of sugar and it's just, oh, it's gone. But for me, it was not just a little bit of sugar. I ended up eating the whole box of sensation.
But I think that's okay.
We can address that whenever we want. You know, you can address that another time. I think if that's what helps you get to the bed at the end of the night, do that.
That was the thing. One of the favourite things that people said to me. I remember someone saying to me, "Deal with whatever is going to kill you first," and it wasn't Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be.
If you're enjoying the podcast, hit follow now to stay connected and never miss an episode. I can guarantee you it'll be the best decision you've made all day. I want to talk about relapse. And what advice would you give to someone trying to come back from a relapse? Because I know, Matt, that's something that you've experienced a lot. I don't know if you have enough, but what would your tips be to someone who's feeling that shame and feels like they've thrown it all away and they can't come back?
It's okay. Do you know what I mean? It's honestly okay. It's that shame that keeps people outside, and it's just not, it stops them from coming back in. And unfortunately, I've been invited to too many funerals to people that just couldn't come back in because they just couldn't get over the perceived shame of coming back. But the shame's never there. You know, we're addicts. What are we going to do? We're going to drink and we're going to take drugs. And sometimes it can happen after a period of sobriety. And, you know, you were talking about today, like, my alcoholism comes back all the time, but it's not that I pick up a drink. It comes through in my behaviours, because ultimately that's what my addiction was. It was my behaviours. It caused my life to become chaos. And I had to drink as a solution to that, because sober, it just felt so painful. And that was all because of this architect of just madness. And it was all them behaviours. So, you know, I connect with a lot of guys on that and say, like, it's okay. Do you know, come back. The rooms are always open. Do you know what I mean? And there's no judgment in there. I was taught in early recovery that you can start your day at any point. Do you know, and that was a massive thing for me. Do you know, like, things are going wrong and it's like, oh, I could just stop and then, wow, just restart the day. And it's the same with recovery. You know, it's if something happens, don't let it be your last mistake. You know, come back in, and hopefully, you know, people can get past that. But I understand how difficult it wasn't part of my journey, but I've worked with a lot of guys where it has, and thankfully, you know, some of them have come back in and they've gone on to kind of, it's really strengthened their recovery, because they've learned that actually it's complacency that kind of kills us. You know, we can put the drink down, but as we become complacent, that voice comes back saying, "I'll be okay." Well, sometimes it just says, "Fuck it." Do you know what I mean? I'll show. Do you know what I mean? There can be so many different things, but I always just say, please come back. I suppose it's really emotional because I lost someone recently, a close family member, and they couldn't get past it. And even though I'm in recovery, you know, all we can do is be an example to another person. You know, we can't get sober for somebody else. And I suppose you really see that family side of it. You know, as an addict, I was always scared of talking to the family and stuff because they were the silent victims. But seeing someone I loved go through the exact same thing, you can't put it into words. You know, so I beg people, just please come back. You know, just taking a drink, it's not the end of the world.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Wow. Matt, what did you need someone to say to you the last time that you slipped?
I think that they love me. Shame's a fucker, man, and it can eat you alive, and I think there's something about being truthful with who you need to. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's something about relapse which makes you go, oh no, I failed. Everyone's going to know. Really, you've got a core group of people that you need to address this with, and who can help you through that. You don't need to open that up to the world. Just deal with what needs to be dealt with, and get sober, and that is your, whoever that core group is, and be honest and truthful with them, and get the help you need. But, I didn't tell everyone about my relapse for a long time, I didn't feel like I needed to, because I needed to focus on me, and that's okay. It's okay to be selfish about your recovery, because without it, everything falls apart. Be truthful with who you need to be.
And I want to end with that on a sort of like note of hope from both of you about, the message is recovery is possible.
Absolutely.
What would you both say, I'll start with you, Nav, to that version of yourself 13, 14 years ago who was in the grips of alcoholism? What would you say to him about future Nav?
I don't think there's anything I could say that he'd believe, to be honest. Today I'm living the life that I was looking for in the bottom of a bottle. Do you know what I mean? And I've got 2 beautiful daughters. There's happiness and laughter in the house. There was none of that when I was drinking. And, even though I was still loved by everybody around me, I just, like I say, felt so disconnected from everyone and everything. And just to be able to say that it's all in your head. It's just crazy, it's just self-created. And back then I was a chronic victim. Everything was going wrong, but just saying that actually there's so much hope and light in the world, because I'm still in that same world, same family, same this, and it's such a beautiful future, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. I get to break that cycle. I've got 2 daughters that don't have to go through what I went through, and some of it, you talked about ADHD. Through recovery, I got diagnosed with AUDHD, so that's autism as well. So I'm the full package. Got alcoholism. But we talk about that connection, and what recovery's given me is like, I don't always feel connected, but I feel safe knowing that I can just be myself. And I never felt safe just letting all the masks down and saying to that Nav back then, take the masks off, it'll be all right. It changed your life, and it did. And that's what recovery did for me.
Matt, would you say that
That was fucking amazing. That was incredible. Yeah.
Well, you're both amazing. Would you say that recovery has given you an understanding of what unconditional love is?
Absolutely. And also loving myself, So I said liking first then because I felt uncomfortable saying it, but that's something I never thought I could have. I never thought I'd not just hate myself. And I don't today. I don't hate myself, which is, I got told when I came into recovery that you can have a life beyond your wildest dreams. And I was like, I've had some pretty fucking wild dreams. Are you sure? And what I've got now is better than any of them, and it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's so much better, and it's really possible. Recovery is out there, and if you're lucky enough to get a taste of it, hold on to it, and keep working it.
I'm afraid thank you both so much. Nav Dhesi, Matt Willis, you've been amazing.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
A massive thank you to Nav and Matt for sharing their wisdom and experience with us today. And of course, the Forward Trust for all the wonderful work they do. If this conversation resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to follow and leave us a review. Remember, if you or someone you know is struggling, there's always help available. Details are, as always, in the show notes. Now, I like to leave you with a weekly recommendation on a Friday. This week's one is a little bit different. So, the lovely Sophie Lloyd got in touch with me to tell me about something her husband Ollie is doing. So, Ollie is running 7 marathons in 7 days. And when you listen to this, I guess he'll be on marathon number 5. Go, Ollie! Now, the reason he is doing this is because he and Sophie's little son, Angus, was diagnosed with a very rare genetic disorder known as CRELD1, which affects the development and function of multiple organ systems. And it is incredibly underfunded, under-researched. So they're basically raising money by Ollie running these marathons, and they're trying to raise £100,000 for the CRELD1 Warriors charity. Now, as I read this, they're about 26,240 quid in, which is amazing. But if you want to go and just, I think, to warm your heart at how amazing humans are, I would go and head to the Just Giving page and look up the work of the CRELD1 Warriors and just see how Ollie is getting on. And Sophie and Ollie and lovely Angus, their Just Giving page, I will put the link in the show notes as well. And maybe if you go and give just £1, might make a massive difference to someone's life. Until next time, I'll see you on Monday.